I already have Postgres installed on my local machine. During installation I created a database with the default name Postgres, a username by default it is also Postgres, and added a path to the environment variables. Now I want to type PSQL in git bash to access the database. On Mac or Linux all is fine, but on Windows bash it would ask a password for a user that doesn't exist, in my case HP. What does it mean? When it asks the password for HP, it shows you your window active user, but this user doesn't exist on Postgres database. Apparently on Windows by default PSQL uses this name to log in. How do we solve this issue? You can start with PSQL-U Postgres to continue as a default Postgres user, or you can create another user. Fastest way to create new user is with pgadmin, administration and development platform for Postgres, which is installed with Postgres. Right-click on Postgres, create, login/group role, add the name you need. Add password, give a privilege, that's it. Now all is fine with my HP user. I also added the database with the same name. \L list available databases. \C plus database name plus database user. Switch connection to the selected database. The previous connection will be closed. If you omit the user parameter, the current user is assumed. If no database is selected and you need the first database in a list, just type \C. \DT list available tables in selected database. I have no table yet. Using official docs, let's add the table with the name weather. Do not forget semicolon at the end. \DT again. The table is added to the database. Let's comment it out. I already installed PG library using Node.js package manager. It is a collection of Node.js modules for interacting with the Postgres database. Docs are good, take a look. User HP, database HP, and password. Let's check out how it works. Start the server, save, I have fields but no records in the row array, or list, depends on how you used to call it. No problem, let's add a record. If you do not list the columns explicitly, you have to remember the order of columns. I also use arguments with the $sign and values for these arguments in square brackets. Refresh the code. The record was added to the rows array. OK, more or less clear with the Postgres on local machine. Let's create Postgres database on Heroku. It has free hobby dev version, rather limited, but free is free. Click Settings, View Credentials. I want to push HP database from my local machine to Heroku using Heroku pg push command. When Heroku creates Postgres database for us, it automatically adds the database URL environment variable under the Settings tab. Click Reveal config vars. I need the name of the app to replace dummy value. So let's try. If you use Mac or Linux, you won't see any errors, but on Windows all is usual. Unrecognized data block type. The table was created but the record was not added. Take a look. Let's check it out using the data clip. Name is first. Select all from weather table. Postgres created a public scheme. Maybe we have to add it. Save and run. By the way, it works without a semicolon at the end of the query here. 0 rows. Maybe I do something wrong. Let's add public scheme first. Same deal, 0. Let's delete this database and start fresh to make it clear. No tables. I'm gonna use the workaround to push my local Postgres database to Heroku on Windows machine, kinda provided by the guy with the username Michael Trust. Please read it for more information if you use Windows. It is an old workaround, but it still works fine. I need user, password, host, and database. But at first I have to create dump file in the root directory. File is created. Now let's try to push database. Looks like all is good. One table is created. New data clip. Name first. Select all from weather. And semicolon to be on the safe side. Save and run. Looking good. But why 2 instead of 1? Let's check it out. I think I forgot to comment out the code and refreshed it 2 times. Okay, it will be an extra step to dedupe the table. Maybe it occurs only on Heroku. What is inside a local database? Start the server. No, there are 2 entries here too. So what we're gonna do? First I will check again a duplicated record on Heroku using remote access. Heroku PG PSQL. I connected to the Heroku Postgres now. Select all from weather. To San Francisco. I need 1. Comment it out. So here is the query. Let's delete the record locally. The reason you can always use this technique in Postgres is because Postgres has a hidden key for every record, and that is the CTID. The CTID field is a field that exists in every Postgres table and is unique for each record in a table and denotes the location of the tuple. Only use the CTID if you have absolutely no other unique identifier to use. Check it out. One record. Now let's do the same on Heroku using remote command Heroku PG PSQL. I use the same query. Save and run. One San Francisco now. Good. Okay, we are ready to the main topic, Heroku Connect, which also has free demo edition. Open it. Setup connection. The scheme name is Salesforce by default. Click Next. I use Playground, but let's assume it is a production org. Authorize. Create mapping with Salesforce object. I think account will do as usual. We can see the list of all fields. By default, Heroku Connect polls your Salesforce org for changes every 10 minutes. The interval can range from 2 minutes to 60 minutes. You can change the polling interval in 1-minute increments. Accelerated polling uses Salesforce Streaming API to notify Heroku Connect when data changes in your mapped objects in Salesforce. Heroku Connect uses these notifications to trigger polling in addition to the standard polling. Let's check it. We do not need write database updates here. Some fields are already selected. Let's add the phone field. Save. Done. Explorer shows all fields. Six tables now. You can see the tables at the right side. Select all from account. Salesforce is a scheme. Save and run. OK, account as expected. Let's query the names only. Works. We can establish the remote connections not only with the Heroku PG/PSQL in terminal, but also using PG Node.js library. Take a look. Select all from Salesforce account. I need database URL config var for that. Obviously, it's just an example. Nobody uses hard-coded credentials. Start the server. Accounts. Not bad. What about names? Okay, cool. Last topic is an external object. It means the data will be visible in Salesforce, but will not be saved to the Salesforce database. Again, we have a problem. The way the table which I want to use for external object has no column that can function as a primary key. In data clip query response you can see that the table consists only of 5 columns. So what we're gonna do? Let's connect to Heroku from the local machine. I prepared a query to save time. Postgres has a special kind of database object generator called serial. It is used to generate a sequence of integers which are often used as a primary key of a table. Save and run. Primary key is added. Now we can use this table for external objects. Let's check it. We need external data source to access data in Heroku Postgres database. Create new. Any name you like. Actually, I don't remember which Open Data Protocol version the Heroku uses. Version 4. Format JSON. OK. Version 4. Format JSON. Server URL endpoint to access data on Heroku. Also, I want to write data from Salesforce to Heroku database. Let's check writable external object. Next is authentication. The identity type field specifies whether your organization uses one set or multiple sets of credentials to access the external system. If you select named principal, your organization uses only one login account on external system. If you select per user, your organization uses multiple login accounts on the external system. For named principals we need, what do we need? We need user and password. Username, password, save. Validate and sync. Check the weather table. Synchronize. We have external object with ugly label public $weather. Let's change the label. You can keep it, by the way. Label weather, plural weathers. Save. I forgot to do important things. Change deployment status to deployed. Always change the deployment status to deployed when you want to allow all users to use the object and the associated custom tab, related list, and reports. OK? Save. So now is an easy part. We need a tab for this object to add to sales, for example. Object weather, any style, some description, next, next, make it visible for sales only, save, go to sales, edit, add more items, weather, save, save. Open the tab, all, select fields. That's better. Let's add new record. New York. Some dummy values. Record number 2. Save. We have 2 records now. Capital N, of course. So let's go to Heroku and check out weather table in Postgres database. That's it.